to page 7 of the prayer book, please. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise, then I prostrate. With pure bodies, forms supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless moon, colored like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. Savior having great compassion, the founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and show the path to liberation, the holy field with realizations, who were devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage. To all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms, atoms, in all aspects, with supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, the flame of a lamp, illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of God's protector's heart, to tip of this fresh, pure white heap, curd like cloud, O loathsome Tsongkhapa, Dharma's omniscient king, pray come to this place with your disciples. In space ahead, on lion throne loaded, glorious and moon, venerable Guru, smile brightly with delight. Pray stay hundreds of eons to spread doctrine as supreme merit, field for my mind of faith. Your wisdom mind sees full range of knowables. Your eloquent speech adorns fortunate ears. Your beauteous body, fame, glory, outstanding. Homage to you, worthwhile to think of, hear and see. Pleasant offerings of water, various flowers, fragrant incense like perfume and so on. Oceans of offerings, special and envisioned, offered up to you, supreme field of merit. Non-virtue committed with body, speech, and mind, which I have heaped up since beginningless time, especially what has contradicted three vows. Each I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned mundane concerns, made life essential. O protector from depths of our hearts, we rejoice in your powerful great deeds. Venerable gurus from love and wisdom, clouds densely massed in your Dharmakaya sky, pray loose a rain of vast profound Dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I've here gathered bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make venerable Lobes Andrakpa's essential teachings specially shine forever. Migmit Sewe Te Chen Chen Rezik Dreame Kempe Wang Po Jam Pel Yang Dupung Malu Jom Se San Wedak Gang Chen Kepe Sugen Tsongkhapa Lob Santrape Zabla Sowadeb. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seed of lotus on my crown, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments of body, speech, and mind. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seed of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seed of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remain steadfast. Homage to the exalted three jewels. Thus have I heard at one time the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of the countless aspects of phenomenon called profound illumination. At that very time, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a child of the lineage train who wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Shariputra as follows. Shariputra, whichever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, should look perfectly like this, subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty without characteristics, that is, they are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional fact, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, body, no mind, no visible form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, no mental phenomenon. There is no I element and so forth, up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no cessation of ignorance, and so forth, up to no aging and death, and no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, and no path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom, and because their minds have no obstructions, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond error, they attain the final state beyond sorrow. All the Buddhas who reside in the three times by relying upon the perfection of wisdom become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra, the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed. Tayata gate gate paragate parasongate bodhisoha. Shariputra, this is how a bodhisattva, a great being, should train the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose in that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, well said, O child of lineage, so it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gandharvas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy supreme abode of the Dakinis, possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, unwaveringly caring for practitioners as your children, homage to the host of the three places Dakinis, Akasama Rajaja. Tayata om gate gate paragate parasongate bodhisoha. Through the power of truth of the exalted three jewels speech, may all on the side of negativity, such as the four maras, be stopped. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. All enemies, obstructors, and hindrances, shante kurye soha. The 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, free from adverse harmful conditions. May all be conducive and perfect auspiciousness, bring happiness and well-being here, right now. Saji Peki Jushimeta Tramri Rablinji Nide Gempadi Sange Jingdu Meteua Gidra Kunam Dan Zing La Cho Parsho Jesu. 苏拉玛达。 Lam-rim. 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 苏 sa ge ki cha pa wa tu so idam guru ratna mandala kam niryatayami Chongde songi chomna la jaju pardu dagdi kepsuchi dagi chonyen ge pesonam ki drola penchir sanghe drupasho Sangha songi chomna la jaju pardu dagdi kepsuchi dagi chonyen ge pesonam ki drola penchir sanghe drupasho Jongda songi chomna la jagju pardu dagdi kepsuchi dagi chonyen ge pesonam ki drola penchir sanghe drupa sho.
Good morning, everyone. How's the weather outside? Wind? Cold? Hot? It's very cold.
It's not India.
Not same as Bodh Gaya. Okay, anyway, it is wonderful. Even the cold, the very beautiful weather. Very clear. We have some kids, we are going to do a little bit of meditation. Okay? You can sit whatever you're comfortable. Positions. You're going to meditation half hour. It's too short? Too short, you can do 1 hour. You cannot, if you meditate, you're not allowed to open your eyes. You're not allowed to move. You have to sit very serious. Anyway, joking, we can do a little meditation. Close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Don't look at your neighbors. Remember the front of you, all the images I see the Buddha. Very colorful, beautiful. All the holy beings front of you. Any gods, Buddha, what kind holy beings you're more familiar as. You think about they're the front of you. You're the very beautiful place, holy place, peaceful place. Front of you, all the holy beings. You just relax. Now thinking you from your head to neck, go through whole your body, slowly. Think of your own body. Go until you toast. Again come back. Think of your whole body. Go above your head. Now think your own feeling. What kind of feeling you have? Just recommend your own feeling. Happy, peace, or unhappy feeling. Just remember. Now we bring in or out, count 1 time, do 9 times. Then one slowly bring in, slowly bring out. Again slowly bring in. Bring out, bring in, bring out, bring in, bring out, bring in, bring out. Bring in, bring out, bring in, bring out, bring in, bring out, bring in, bring out, bring in. Bring out. Now very big breath. Visualization front you are the holy beings. Give you blessing. They hit your body. Then your body become relaxed, peace, very light. Go in your whole body. Your body become light, peace, relaxed. Body relaxed, then your mind become more peace, more relaxed, more stable. Okay. Now from your heart, very warm feeling. Start from your heart, go whole your body, come out of your body. At peace, happy feeling, come out of your body to shed all mothers and beings. They all peace, happy, relax. Okay, that's good enough. That's to wake up you guys. Otherwise you got very deep meditation. Anyway, skills you get meditation. You got a little bit. Anyway, it's the meditation is to control your mind, control our mind. Because right now our mind is very busy, right? Therefore, our mind's a monkey mind, monkey. Even your body is here, but your mind's not here. Yes, yes. It's very honest. Your mind, our minds are here. But our minds go to all directions. So I forgot something to do. Or I have to go somewhere. Like that. This is not always we have like happen. Then the meditation makes for our mind keep with our body. Therefore, every day, when you have time to do a little meditation, couple minutes, you can meditation for compassion, bodhicitta, loving kindness, and emptiness. Do you get meditation? You did a lot? Tired? No time. Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, we usually we do a little meditation. It's work for when you have some difficult situation times, or you are not happy. You test meditation, then they go away. Therefore, meditation is very important. Okay. Then now we're going to again come back to Lam-rim. How many years we will start this one? Remember? Anyone remember? How many years? Eons? 5 years? Really? Really? Until we not finish. But it's not able to finish. We just once a week, 2 hours, even not 2 hours, maybe half hour. We have some chanting, then I just talk a little about that. And then after we also some chantings, we don't really study to series 2 hours. But usually we no rush, I always say. Even you finish your whole book, this Khensur, you study all them, but we don't do any practice, then it doesn't much see the results. Therefore, study first is not important. If you have some kind of, after you have the degree finish, you get some diploma. Then you go get a job, then you need to learn fast. Otherwise, we are not going to any. Our diploma is for even you get the compassion or bodhicitta, then you really get the diploma. Diploma? Okay, cool. Diploma, right? Otherwise, we don't have anything, then this is more important. Okay? Then we study many years. But when you have some situation, our mind is very similar to before we study. The water doesn't really go through our body. Therefore, we need to every day put a little bit, knock our ignorance. Okay? This is more important. Then, Tanganzo, Lam-rim ki pesha te pe me rinpe kaya, nengo Chen-mo. Lamrim ko la ta teaching job jet de yo res wa na ni jabon bi chasa so mare.
And so this Lam-rim text is very important. It has 18 different commentaries, to this Lam-rim text, and I think most of them or all of them have been given by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, explained by or taught by His Holiness the Dalai Lama already.
근데 임바다 단도 저 람롱 건데 지 배자 mambote 인제 쪼데 아니 샤잡 람지 좀 티게 단데 와임 차대래.
So all these different kinds of Lam-rim text, that are out there, are all commentary, to Lama Disha's lamp on the path to enlightenment.
아니 샤잡 람전데다 사제가 취지 본부 제트 주던 거 아니 내 차서 다 뒤뒤지는 소소죠 대래.
And the lamp on the path to enlightenment by Lama Atisha, is like the condensed, the essence of all the teachings of the Buddha.
뭐 아니 다 전도 다 람롱 송 시원점을 알에 다 텐데 랍그래 삼대와 주복 백 말했어.
So just knowing, what's being taught is not good enough. This is saying this is saying that, this is saying that. So like every part, when you come about some subject, and so, this is talking about this thing, this subject is talking about that thing, and like that. So just knowing that is not good enough.
다 녀레 수수 소화단 되거든 냠내때 제도나 빼면서 야 보이래.
So it will be better if we can apply those teachings, into the practice, into our daily life.
아니 다 니나라 람롱거나 마 소인도 삼발라 아니 지 담보지 만도 신이 됐어요 용거레스.
So here, when it talks about, when it starts at the beginning, it talks about the Guru devotion.
아니 다뒤 신이 됐다 간제 소소고 센디가 간도 아니 내가 가리 저는 간도 지 람가 땡이 개개 고도.
And so the Guru devotion is all about Guru, which means a teacher, right? Teacher who teaches, who teaches what to do or how to do and so forth. So anything that we do in this life, we need somebody to teach us how to do that, right?
뭐 대상한도 파트너나 다 간제 GPS 파트너 여러 왔어. 산도는 GPS 람가 땡이 고도.
And so now, like when we're driving on the road, wherever we want to get to, we need to know the direction to that, right? So most of the time nowadays, we use GPS, to guide us, to that destination.
어디지? 근데 이다 아니 들다 아니 신이 됐다 빼면서 제보선 거래. 아니 보내가 정보 차대요.
So the Guru devotion, the Guru, the teacher is like that, who shows you the path, to reach, to the enlightenment. So therefore, the Guru devotion is very, very important.
아니 뒤에 오는마다 집에 대대시와는 아니 저 제워 준비 총선 걸 남기는 바대요 송대요.
And then after that, mainly is talking about, what are the paths, to practice, in order to achieve higher rebirth, liberation, or full enlightenment. So that is categorized into like 3 scopes, small scope, medium scope, and great scope paths.
아니 들다 계산강도 또 닝가래 봐 제워 중에다 차단 접선 말이에요.
And so before this, we have already completed all the section, about the small scope path.
아니 다 단다 제워 정기 갑자기 만들어야 되요.
So right now we're going through the middle scope, medium scopes, path.
아니 남백의 냠렘 바 이나다 제워 준비 처럼 강력이 날라다 죽고요.
So if one is a Buddhist practitioner, a Buddhist practitioner, then one has to fit into one of these 3 categories.
그런데다 고디디지는 배는 센데나 심만이는 또 심마조 돈은 얘기 딱 안에 되는 얘기 되게 들으실까지 딱 제우 중요해서.
So a Buddhist practitioner or Dharma practitioner, so someone to claim themselves oneself as Dharma practitioner, one has to at least think about the future life. So when you compare this life and future life, you take more important about the future life. So someone you must at least be someone like that.
아니 제원 레서다 딱 센데야 알려다 제와 심마야 알려다 조지 타와 도는 이거 코발레 타야가 탑시 제는 게 제원 링.
So someone who at least think about the future life, rather than think about this life. So to claim yourself as a Dharma practitioner, you need that. And then above that will be someone who who is interested in achieving liberation, complete freedom from all the sufferings, not only from this life but also from the sufferings of the future lives.
Okay. 아니 뒤에는 다 제번 리세한테 아니 천대야 루다 제와 심마야 루다 저 어느 땅 고액이 동안에 타야게 아니 달래가 지된 거 되게 제번 링스.
And so, so someone who is a practitioner of the medium scope path, will be someone who have given up this life, who have given up the future lives, and who, mainly, intends, to achieve liberation for himself or herself, mainly.
된대게 냠래대 땅안도 그 대화 체중 대나게 배내 된다와다 아니 안도 대화 딱가노 전부니가 도모가 자되게 그래.
And so these practices, the practices of the small score path and the medium score path, are the common paths. It's called the common path because those are practiced by both the practitioners of the Hinayana vehicle or Theravada vehicle, and also of the Mahayana vehicle.
그러와. 다 제오 첨부 세대 아니 천대야 루다. 제와 심마야 루다. 당 코에 난 코랑 나랑 코발다 대고 팽음도 간지 아니 소소 까디마체가 섬지 지자면 까딘체가 섬지 참마다난 고발은 잠되는도 다된 고발 타야 쳐다 아니 진가라 산제 공부도 고운도 섬했대 네가 섬도 지내 냠내 쳐들 제와 첨보스.
So someone who has given up this life, someone who has given up the future lives, and even not satisfied with one's own enlightenment alone or liberation alone, but thinking about others' enlightenment. So wishing others to achieve enlightenment, and then for that reason, thinking about oneself becoming enlightened first, to lead all these sentient beings to the state of full enlightenment. So that will be recognized as the practitioner of the great scope path. So that will be a practitioner of the great scope path. So you can see yourself, which category, which path you fall into.
What do you think? Any other? Anyone there? Just say she's the number one. 아직 나도 두드려다 당가서 삼단데 파진 가서 띄었어 뭐 강은 안 가서 쭉 매워서 넣어요. 누워서 가서 삼을 담보 있다나? 나도 셋다지 또기 담선 셋다 만나 마사 제티 냠내 제다면 제가 심하더니 저 용통만 와.
See, so if we honestly check ourselves, then we'll not see into any of these categories, right? So in order to even to just to the lowest level, like the small scopes path, and you have to give up this life. And most of us are asked, what are we doing? We only think about this life. We think about how to be comfortable in this life, how to, have a better life, long life, and so forth. So always thinking about this life, and then worry about, what's going to happen to me in this life, when I get old, and so forth. So always thinking about this life. So there's no, chance for thinking about not thinking about this life, right?
이나다 간종은 지금 남배 출라 지금 로가쇼한테 뺨 무드베 야버렸다는데 간종 되게 단디 디센들이야 다 등이 뉴마트 자대요 그래. 대뺨 무드베 내가 좀 자고 그래.
So but even to have a little bit of any of these thoughts, any of these three thoughts, on the side of your mind, and especially like of course through having interest in Buddhism, Buddha's teaching, and trying to follow as much as one can. That's very good, especially at this time of degeneration.
가르나 네 갑라테서 뇨모 뺨 무즈베 뇨모 딱으로 미강이라 뇨모 뺨은 저거째요 그래. 뇨모 망아요 그래.
So because this is called the degeneration time, because at this time people's thoughts have degenerated, and the delusions arise very quickly, very easily.
그래서 만들었나 녀레 틀이 야제다는 뺨도 야제단 거 간도 랍거려 와서 랍팔라.
So generally we say, we are like enhancing or developing so much, through all these technologies, right? Everything's, all these advanced technologies. And with this, we think we are developing so much. So, but actually that also is enhancing or increasing our delusions as well.
So laptop 깨닫히고 하버드 MIT 전도 하버드 MIT student US 그랬대.
So the most famous universities here are the Harvard and MITs, right? Any of you from those universities here?
Not then we can criticize. I don't know when the laptop ya museum la pa ya bora na ena tinala tu no midzola ya ko la do ko so mila ya tinala chikaro ngaja lap ko res.
So so people graduated from there. Those universities, prestigious university, are considered very high knowledgeable or educated person, right? But they said they teach you a very strong delusions in there, right? To develop delusion, like especially the pride. Right?
세상에 군들랍다 누가 라게 맞다. 랍다 야고 쇼래 되나. 딱고 시 찬에 대 용어로 봐서.
So of course, I'm not saying that's bad in a school, but school itself is very good. But in general, that happens. That is being developed too, right? Those delusions are being developed also, right?
미시용 그 전에 관계가 말하는데 그라지 제인 MRT는 에 그러지 전에 테스코 가로 ngaja chayor.
So in the society, if someone is like graduated from the MIT or from Harvard, then has a little bit stronger pride, right? You think so?
남주에는 매야 다 시다 냠레만은 가다야. 냠레만 마인 베지 레글레네야 로조 강 채워도 로조면 로조 채 되게 고향 타도 채그래. ngaja 채그래.
So if one is a practitioner, then better, more knowledge, higher degrees you have, that's better. But if you're not practitioner, it's just a general person, then more knowledge you have, more higher degrees you have, more that much of stronger or higher pride you have too, right?
그러. 나도 뜻이 나도 나도 괜찮게 말다. 대고 쉬운 거 너다지 잘해 거든.
So there's like the way it falls in general, right?
트레이더 안에 가지 믿을래야 ngaja 강세 쳐왔든지 안에 다 녀모마게 녀모마게라 레라요.
So more pride or arrogance you have, that much more delusions you generate also, right?
그러. 트레이더 안에 다 디상변아 다 디상변 잠을래야 발 로종의 쇼지 시가 딱 가로 실록을 로종의 뱀부전 도모차와 있는 다 실록으로 생각 말해. 나 세마미 도모차다 미가가 딱 ngaja 심보전에 직접 수지 캔라가 말해.
So nowadays, and everybody has this education. I mean, the external education, very high external education about all the things, right? And so, if you don't have the inner practice of the Dharma, then it's very easy to develop those delusions in your mind.
그러. 아니 간도 미가 개와 레벨 세지라. 가지 미세데 가시 고나 고레스. 그나 실록은 되지 가세지 실록 단 되지 라이면도 가로. 다 간지 만조네 대가라서 껴 말했어. 간조고 조보 녀모 두시네. 간조 조보 녀모라야. 조보 예 자네 다 되지 않아 봐.
So it's not it's the general characteristics of the people, right? Human beings. No matter how much you have, you can never get satisfied, and you can never say, "Oh, okay, that's enough." You always want to have more and more. So that's not our fault. It's not human beings' fault. It's the delusion in human beings' mind's fault.
오케이. 드네다 다 가르쳐고로. 당간도 장모로 신앙간도 파지 제우 준비체도 강근한 파지 특매원로 요래.
So if we speak honestly, then we don't seems to be seems to fit into any of these three categories, right? The small scope or medium scope or great scope practitioner.
아니 뭐 세라라야. 아니 게지 비리티 되서와. 아니 람 톨롬 톨롬 콜롬 람차도 다 마트 비리티 되서와. 게토치가 다 파지. 아니 게데 트어다 다 조조야 소소 삼무다 소소 람가게나 쇼도 삼무데스. 에디나 게토 렘바셔서 나도 비어 렘바라로. 다 코나 톨롬도 파지 마슈레샤. 당가 톨롬 라인 레누라나 따다이 살아서 아니 그라게라. 파지 나 톨롬에 살아라이스라.
So once you enter into the path, there are 5 paths is taught in Buddhism. So in order to even enter into the path, you have to have all the other realizations. So without that, you can't ever enter into the path, right? So entering into the path is when you already have the small scope, and then you have at least gone into the medium scope path. So that's when you enter the path. So then once you enter into the path, then there are like 5 different paths that you have to go through to reach liberation or enlightenment. And so in monastery, there was this teacher who was teaching about the paths. There's 5 paths. The path of accumulation, path of preparation, path of seeing, path of meditation, and path of normal learning. So then the teacher asked question to the disciples. So which path do you think you are in? painting. And then there was one, the less intelligent student, and he thought maybe the path of accumulation, is the lowest of all the 5 paths. So he thought maybe he's in the path of accumulation. So then he told his teacher that, I think I'm in path of accumulation.
아니 게 트와니 오다 알레 아니 지나 톨마 쇼라 아니 저 람라 쇼야레 바사 아니 고 기티도.
So so like I mentioned, enter into the path, right? So enter into the path, you have to go through all that, before enter into the path. And so then the teacher asked the disciples, so have you entered into the path? So if you think you're on the path of accumulation, then you must have entered into the path. So then he asked, have you entered into the path?
아니 고다나 람타 쇼메스 콜라이도.
He says, no, I haven't entered into the path.
데도 요거였다. 아니 람라 마줄로 톨마 쇼요 말어.
And so so there's no way you can enter into the path of accumulation without entering into the path.
데다다 간도 제고 추는 저 가게나다 나 파지 제고 추는 사고 가도 삼삼 쪽을다 파지 뭐네 시원히 시원한 이제는 가도 제고 추는 람가도 람나게라 제잖아 깔아 거워도.
And so, when we are asked, we might say that, I'm in a small scores path or medium scores path, right? So thinking about, I've been studying Buddhism for a little while now, I think, so I think I'm in a small scores path. We might think like that, We might think like that, but if we really honestly check ourselves, then it will be hard to find that we fit into any of these paths.
다 단계라 만나지. 오늘 등에 뉴만 네 qabla에 지나서 오늘 지금 로나 출라 쇼가데 빼면서 내가
So, but when you think from the benefit, from the advantage, side, of studying Buddhism, then of course, even at this time of degeneration, having some interest in Buddhism, in Buddha's teaching, and trying to do some practice as much as one can, even if it's so little, still very, very fortunate, to be able to do that, especially at this time of degeneration.
Okay, 드리라고 나 지나서 오늘 남시 참모들이야. 일단 내가 좀 먹으러 아니 쇼게 쇼니 찌고 잡고 쇼다 쇼니 자야 돼 샤는데 영어대 빼야버려.
So like for example today's day, it's a Sunday, right, where you don't have to go to work, and you could have been sleeping until late, right, in a comfortable bed and under a warm blanket, but you forsake that and then came here, so that's very good.
And then 내가 가서 별이야 별다다 자갈이야 파티 주셔야 돼. 뭐 고마지 않는 로그야 나한테 뭐 먼저 왔다. 되게 거기까지 자고. 다 가서 되게 깔리면 되는. 더불어 가서 배나 춘 냠내지야다. 춘 년간으로 되려야. 루타 못 채고도 칼 못 자고도.
Like in the old days, in Tibet and India, when they go to receive teachings, they have to walk miles and miles, on a foot, to get to the place to receive teachings. Of course, we don't have to go through those kind of difficulties, but you still have to give up something, to come here, right, to receive, teaching or to listen to the teachings.
대단 강도 남지 루루다 사마는 도모들 루타마도 니요레스.
So there are two things, we are not able to give up in common, in general, right?
Correct.
To all of us. What are those two things?
Yes. That's good. Yeah. 내때 되게 됐어 근데.
I think that too.
Yeah. 니 그야 배셔는 계좌 버려. 내때 남성은 가서 니 그야 당 사야지 가든 루타도 말스. 즉 돈보 마오 즉다 슈용에 슈메 가리면 가는다. 델루타도 말해.
So the sleeping and eating, cannot be given up by anybody, no matter who you are, even if you're rich or poor or strong or weak, whatever, you whatever kind of person you are, you still need that, right? So it's difficult, to give up that. Those two things.
고야지 그래서.
And also those two are needed, right? Needed for us to survive.
가라마산에 파지 지나서 샤보추드나 지도 식 말해. 니 맞고 샤보지도 싫어 그래.
So if you don't eat for 10 days, you might not die, right? But if you don't sleep for 10 days, you'll definitely die.
그래서 대충 들어봐서 하고 해.
You don't sleep for 10 days?
Yeah.
야.
I don't know, I think you're really tired, I don't think you die. You start hallucinating.
You think you don't die?
No.
You sure? Then therapy 따지들 제대로 해. 이 춘이 이 그만 말하지.
So has there been any test?
Well,
You know,
people have,
scientific test?
people have, what do you call it? People that can't sleep.
And insomnia.
People who just can't sleep,
Mhm.
and they stay awake for days, and they just can't sleep.
insomnia said, "Nima kuya, ni ma kaza ni kuma to yagi naza jorda."
다대도 가래. 대대도 고양 나사고 가러 와서. 시당 시용샤네.
So that's like a disease, right? So but in general, if you don't have that disease, in general, if you don't sleep for 10 days, you'll die. No.
You sure? Huh?
You don't sleep for 10 days, you'll fall asleep. 2 minutes here, 3 minutes there, you can't stay awake.
Yeah.
2 minutes or what?
Ma kama kashe kama hajim ni shodoras.
No, you cannot sleep any minutes.
I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, therefore I say you cannot sleep any minutes. 10 days, I think you will die. Yeah, you become crazy. Yeah, exactly.
Crazy,
Yeah. Therefore, usually sleep and food is very similar power. We think also food is important, sleep is very important. Therefore, His Holiness Dalai Lama say he sleep like 9 hours. He sleep very early, he get up very early. He's a total, something like he's 9 hours. 8 hours he taught to always. It keeps also you more healthy, right? Even though we don't sleep the night very well, then the next day we're very tired, right? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Huh? Take me serious. This is a different. Don't
Special. Special.
This is special. Buddha doesn't need to eat. Buddha doesn't need to sleep.
Has scientists ever studied him though? Have they ever observed him and wondered how
No, I don't know that. Yeah.
Ni te kuwa sara.
Yeah.
Ni te shuwa sara.
Even Rinpoche not sleep like lay down for us, but
He nods off, right?
No.
Like while he's sitting up like this, he can go, for a few minutes, and then wake up and then do practice again.
but like that kind, we cannot bring the example for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. It's completely different. Can you stay 24 hours without sleep lay down? Yes, Lama Zopa Rinpoche do that. That's different. You guys, we cannot stay all day like that, right? We have to lay down. Otherwise you're tired. But Rinpoche never, always like that. Anyway, why I have to talk about this? Teneda, and the three shock, ni lutani, and a pet ni lutani yamade, that pem lutan chambore, abore.
So you can say, that sleep, right, this morning, the late extra sleep you could have gotten, you forsake that and came here. That's very good.
Special like you guys, you just, get up, just check that your key just to come. You have to get up, some coffee, stretch, then maybe you take shower, right? Takes maybe 1 or 2 hours before you start come here, you have to get up ready. Therefore you really give up. It's
So yeah, so you can consider that as working hard for the sake of Dharma.
right? You think this? 아니 들에다 아니 소소 텐데 지하 정도 소소고나야 가와곰바 아니 지세라 제바나 데 저나 팽그래.
So so from your side, not being proud of being able to do that, but rejoice. So, this is something I did really good, for myself, for others. So you can rejoice over that.
아니 다테 제마도 녀대가도 고다나 녀대리 고시다 고 배야게 요마스.
So if you didn't do that, if you didn't come here and you were sleeping, then you will still be sleeping, and you won't get anything out of it.
나 간도라 나 쇼kem 테 만도는 내 지하에 가도 라바테아니 가도 라고 말해.
So you won't be able to show anything that you did. So, I didn't go there, but I did this. You won't be able to show something like that. Show, what you did that day if you just kept sleeping.
제가 된다 간도 저 끌롱 된지 여와이나 끌롱 된 가도 가만히 틀었다고 그래.
And so also having motivation, the thought about what to do and how to do and so forth is also very important, because that can lead you to do the things.
배차전에 디리자도 내 영화도 단호식으로 제만이 맞지도 나고네 계산이 아테링가 산데크라도 오스도 그런 거 얘기해.
So you are coming here today, wasn't thought, just this morning, right? Maybe you had, yesterday or the before, Sunday there will be teaching, so I'm going to go to teaching. So you had that thought already on Saturday or Friday already, right?
Therefore, 그런 the motivation is very important. Okay. Anyway, therefore you guys give up. Is it give up?
Give up.
Give up.
Give up.
Give up, Lord.
Give up a lot.
Is it give up, Lord?
You give up. You give or you forsake. That sleep. Right?
Yeah. It's very wonderful. Rejoice. It's grateful. I'm sure weather is not raining, no snow. It's very cold. Until you get the car this morning, it's very cold. It's cold. It's very cold, right? The car's already warm. You take Uber, maybe this is warm. The Uber guys are already warm. Otherwise, it's cold. Right? It's wonderful. I'm very happy. Trinidad, kanji. 어디서 가서 야보트 거라. Trinidad 땅은 Trinidad 쫑아 받은 거 수인다스.
And so think about it being good, to be able to make it here. And so we'll start here today from the day 15 in the
아니 전도
Lamrim text. If you have this text in page 459, day 15. So if you have different text, then you can just look for the day 15.
오케이. 안타 빼서 맨날 개요 말했어.
If you don't have text, that's okay, you can just listen.
오케이. 안에 가서 담보념도 좀 내봐야나. 안에 가서 넘베가 빠차차 그래.
So first, if you recite, or read it, then we at least leave an imprint in our mind of reading it.
오케이. 안에 든바지 니와 타완도 별로 저 아직 때나 봐봐라. 니 세지도 사실 니 봐이래도 대 말레 빠다. 니 봐 타완도.
So there's it goes with the outline number. So there's outline number 275, right? So let's read up to that from the day 5. So Gyabje Pabonka Rinpoche quoted from the great Pandit Aryadeva. You churl, how could you be afraid that you will be hurt here when there is no end at all to this ocean of suffering? After giving a short talk on a set of observation and naming the headings that he had already conferred, he revised the section developing thoughts of yearning for liberation. He then taught how to pursue this practice. As in the preparatory revise, you should think about the sufferings of samsara while meditating that you divine guru. Shin sessions refer to sutras that teach the drawbacks of samsara, the sutras on having much remembrance and so others. That's much comprehension. The character of having developed an enunciation is, whatever you see, samsara's happiness, power, riches, and so forth, you think these are fraudulent things, they are suffering. You may be moved to renounce such things when you suffer a few samsaric problems, like punishment, degradation, and so on. But this is only upheld reflection. So long as you are born into samsara, its nature is nothing but pure suffering. If you want never again to undergo suffering, you must break the continuity of your rebirth, your development and yearning. When you weary of samsara and wish to gain some constancy in the other world, renunciation, Great Tsongkhapa said, after such meditations, when you do not long for the best standards of samsara or for the moment, when you have developed renunciation. And when others construct fine thrones for me, show me difference, pay respect, and so forth, I think these are all impermanent. They are all suffering, and I am uncontrollably moved to renunciation. I have felt this for some time. No matter how much of samsara's significance you see, it ought to increase your yearning for it. People die, they suffer mental anguish, when they realize that they will be separated from the lifestyle, friends, and so on. But this is a superficial sense of impermanence, prompted by the drivel of this life. It is vital to use most in our mind stream the pure thoughts of having the renunciation. The main thing you should explore is Buddhahood. For us to receive Buddhahood, we must have bodhicitta. We must first have compassion. And to have this, we must first recognize all sentient beings have been our mother. We must develop renunciation by meditating on our own samsaric suffering, and then develop compassion by meditating on others' suffering. Thus, it is certainly not the case that the scope section has no meditation on renunciation. Nevertheless, renunciation is the principal path in the medium scope section. Following the development of renunciation is our mind stream. Any virtue we create will be cause for our liberation. As long as we have not developed even a contrived form of principles, such as renunciation, any virtue we create will usually only turn samsara's wheel. An experience spiritually created by influence and the powers of merit field. If we do not take the three fundamentals of the path seriously, or if we ignore them, and if profound Dharma we put effort into meditation on the energy, winds and their channels, meditation on the deities, recitation of the mantra, and so forth, will not become a part of the path leading to liberation or omniscience. It will almost be synergy. So for now, put aside the call for profound. It is vital that we first look at heart and bodhicitta and the correct view.
Okay. Do you have any questions? Yes.
So, in terms of entering the paths, do you have to enter the small scope first, or can you, when you enter the path, can you enter the medium scope? And then do you have to enter the medium scope before entering the great scope?
깨우치는 최선데 그 라마 쇼케자 말해.
람라 슈발라 소다. 람라 슈발 인지민지 되네 당보서 기부 충분 람라 슈. 되네 딩기 람라 슈거르기 아니 되네 가서 기부 충분 람라 슈발라 당보 기부 충분 슈 되네 기부 딩기 람라 슈 되네 기부 충분 람라 슈거레스.
다 시당게 딱 가다 쳐봐. 미세와들은 마도 시당 로다 독서레스 빼나.
람슈라 인지민 당보다 사람 가서 년토 람라 슈고야 말아.
대고
디스거다.
대고 말해. 니들랑 좀 먹어지. 담보네 안날랑 내주지 왔다마나 대화 친구 샹치고서 내주지 않고 대 때문에 주고 말해.
너희는 가서
디젤라
줄로도 끼워다. 문도도 걸어.
문도도 아니 제어춘이 제어춘단 되는게 람도 로장 거래서.
So developing the path in your mind and also like entering in into the path, that's two different things. So you have to have you have to forsake this life. In other words, you have to have interest for the next life, forsake this life and interest for the next life, and before you can enter into, before you can develop even develop that medium course path where you even forsake the future lives. So no matter where you are born in the future life, you still go through suffering. So it's not good enough. So I want to be completely free from all this suffering. So that will be the medium scope, the thought or motivation, but that alone is not entering into the path, And so you haven't entered the path by doing that, On top of that, you have to generate the renunciation. So same, with the Mahayana path. So that you don't have to enter into the Hinayana path in order to enter into the Mahayana path. You can enter into the Mahayana path straight away without going through the Hinayana path.
아니 온보 nombo 온보 또보도 다 아니 담보니도 나라한테 대화 좀 몰라 주고 그래서 온보 nombo 또 고요 말해. 담보네 샹집 세미남.
So then also that depends on the level of intelligence of the individuals. And so individuals with a sharp intelligence can enter into the Mahayana path right away and don't have to go through the Hinayana path. But those with the lesser intelligence will go through the Hinayana path and then enter into the Mahayana path.
얘나 삼도도 강하고 그랬어 봐.
But you need all those thoughts.
고발에 등록고 그랬어.
So wanting to be free from the suffering of the future lives, and wanting to be free from the sufferings of the cycle existent, the entire cycle existent, and wanting to achieve liberation for oneself.
배낭 가서 콜레지 로게도 뭐 laptop 같이 배워 가로. 그러면 뭐 같이 들어 찍는 게 그런 좀 로도 돼서 오늘 주발에 있는 나는 좀 낳고 빨아대 로는 거 봐.
So just like some students, very sharp students, they don't have to go through all the classes. They can jump, right? So when they skip the second grade, third grade, and then jump into the fifth grade, doesn't mean that they don't have the knowledge. They still have to have the knowledge of the the second or third grade that they skipped. They have to have the knowledge, right? So it's just like that. You can skip that and then jump into that because you are very sharp. You know it already, so easily. and therefore you can skip that and then go into the next level.
다나지게 샹초 삼바 오모 노보이나 아니 샹초 삼 람람 마슈는 동반이 도고 요래서.
And then also like the sharp faculty bodhisattvas, even before entering into the path, they can realize emptiness.
Okay? Yes, that yes.
I could be reading this wrong, but it seems like these two sentences kind of contradict. It says that as long as we have not developed even a contrived form of the principles of the path, such as renunciation, any virtue we create will usually turn samsara's wheel. And then the following one says, an exception to this is if any virtue created in dependence on the power of a merit field. And then it says, if we don't take the three fundamentals of the path seriously, any profound dharma effort we put into, like meditation of the deities, for example, which is usually connected to the merit field, will not become part of the path leading to liberation or omniscience, and it would just be a pointless waste of energy.
Okay? 대다 된다고 말했을 때 셔당이 있잖아. 아니 시간 틀었나 다 잠조다. 샤지고서 된적은 텔람 된적은 따로 봐 명예에도 아니 지금 코알라 야주 지역 전도 맞다. 오늘 타와로 이제 깔 가오래. 해서 됐다 다니 온 거로 와서. 시간 틀어야 돼. 다 잠조 틀었단 말도.
잠도. 신다. 나도 그래서 속신스도 그래.
그래. 소신도 말 잠조. 그래도 시간 틀었단 뭐 마토 아니 파치 코빈 콜로고와 인데서다 소식 달라게 말해. 아니 내 아니 시간 틀었나 아니 딱 잠조도 다 말에 소식라 잠도 샤초로 봤어.
네.
내 라이트 간지 아니 시간 틀어야 돼 간지 잠도 라게 그래서. 잠주고 마셈베게 아니 게사도 아니 가로 코알라 타야로 코알라 타야가 전도 갈래 가오시라 그래서 야좀 코알라 코야가 지더니 자기니까 요래서 하러.
안 되는 거 되절는 거.
아니 다 나신 게 아니 다 로조 섬란 내때 마셔 봐야나. 아니 다 내주 샤도 야도 따와서 소비 이제 깨면 봐야나. 아니 따로 틀려 공부하나 라고 봐나 나도 많이 봐나요. 아니 타완도 이제 갈래 가오시라 그래서 되는 것이다.
Yeah, so those three principle and aspect of the path, is very important. Without that, it will not become, a cause to achieve liberation or enlightenment. And so it's true, but except if it is through the power of the field, here merit field, the merit as we see the merit, is in the parenthesis, which shows that it includes it's showing the refuge, the object of refuge. So unless if it is conjoined with the refuge, then it will not become all those practices that you do, unless it is conjoined with the refuge. Then if it's not associated with any of the three principal aspect of the path, then it will not become a cause to achieve liberation, or it will only become a cause to circle in cycle existence. And then without the renunciation, bodhicitta, or emptiness, the view of emptiness, if you do any other higher practice of the tantra, then that also will not become a cause to achieve enlightenment or liberation.
그러나 안에 잘로 틀려 라고 하고는 저 안에 돈이 따와도 고기로 와서.
Because when you do the practice of tantra, like meditating on the channels and drops and the deities, that should be all done on the basis of emptiness.
그래서 안에 돈만 얘기 될라야 안에 가서 저너 냠냠다 안에 싸워지면 어찌 잘로 틀려 검사해야 되다고 다 있고 수수 검고 계셨다 오늘 다 녹여 말까지.
And so, like people without any understanding about the correct view of emptiness, saying that I'm meditating on channels and drops and deities, that would be, of course it can be called as a meditation, but it will not become a cause to achieve enlightenment.
Okay.
So that following sentence was specifically referring to tantra.
The physical game is a matter. 지난기 민주시장도 야도 따왔음라야 아니 딱가르고. 아니 차지다 냠냠케미 와나 자처럼 가 드라와이나 라고만 가르나 가제데 타와 도액 전로 말했어.
그런데 타바도 코
요즘 코원 걸 빠져로 그랬어.
Yeah, that's so. Not only that, even if you, especially especially during the practice of the tantra, which is a high practice, right? And it's usually said by doing the tantra practice you will achieve enlightenment. But if it's done, without any of these three, then it will not become. So, but for the general other practice also is same. Any other practice you do, if it's not conjoined with those three principal aspect path, then it will not become a cause to achieve liberation or enlightenment. But if it is conjoined, if it's done on the basis of taking refuge in the three jewels, then because of through the power of the married field or object of refuge, and it can become, it can add, to the cause, to achieve liberation. And so, so especially for the practice, of the tantra, which is the swift, path, passage, to the enlightenment, and you need to do it on the basis of emptiness.
Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, if I'm hearing this right, it sounds like renunciation and bodhicitta are what's needed to enter the path. So, what does that look like for something like? Can you give us an example of someone, or is it you have to have full renunciation to enter the path? So, does that mean how does that work in your daily life? Would you have to leave your daily life to renounce everything, or can you still work and do these
Other
things?
things.
I mean,
Yeah. The Jirim Shadow of your watch. You think of the tower, you should not think you jawalas. Then you give it at all. What do?
So,
So
like just like it's Lama Tsongkhapa said here, in this text, you see there, in the page 460 at the top. After such meditations, when you do not long for the splendors, of samsara for even a moment, when your thoughts day and night always yearn for liberation,
today go this.
you have developed renunciation.
you have to be. There's no way.
I thought they tell you the car yesterday. Pechachawayna, and the Amajala Puja up and a Pugata loss, and I lost some shingai by the Tempuina. The Amadi subject put Telegram and to Carlos. Put some degree and some.
So, for example, like a mother, who has just given a birth to a child, like say the child is only maybe a few months old or a few years old, the mother is always thinking about the child, concerned about the child, 24-hour day, right? Is she or no? She is.
You're right. Yeah, even she is, but then I'm a legation of cheers.
But does she work or not? Can she work? Can she eat? Can she sleep?
Yeah, she do that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Life goes on, right?
Yeah, life goes on.
But she's thinking about the child.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of renunciation you
Tendo good. Tendo.
You can still do your work, but still have on the back of your mind, you always have to have that thought.
Right? Tendo good. But she hang on to Kalasai or somewhere was.
So it doesn't mean that you can't eat at all. You can't sleep at all.
She said, Konged me one, Jalodo English, Pena, Ama gonna Niku de Wanaya. Ama Niku Puyana. Pugitet can take an Ama, Sewers, T. Jalodo Yutar of Shimushi.
So, when you have that thought about, the renunciation, even though if it's not manifesting in your mind, and the obvious in your mind, but it has to be there in the back of your mind. Just like mother, even though she goes to sleep, but she's always worrying about, thinking about the child, even during the sleep, that when the child makes little noise, she wakes up.
So I feel like if you had really pure renunciation, it would almost make you sick, though, to do samsaric things like going to work and having to deal with people and make business. It would make you sick. It would make you. It would make you. It wouldn't be satisfying. I don't think.
Mama, ten and the cars do. Could be dead so long watch that the Livichi Bakaji, the Demadama, the Debamadamas, Chegochi, and a damage chair me some of my cougars.
So you should not be attached. So when you go to work, so you should not be attached to your, the things that you want to achieve, through doing your work. And want to make money, so that I can have all these things in time. So you can have that, so you can have a good thought, to go to work.
The counter door, the Tavi and something, and you should send us and do it. Could be the jet Domjo so calm, Toya, the Donna Livichi, some goddess.
And so, whatever you see, whatever things you see in the samsara, and like especially the things that you find attractive, and it says, oh, these are all, and like fraudulent, just like it says here.
See that?
Yeah. How did it
I
do?
guess if you go to work every day with the motivation of making money to benefit others,
Yeah.
and your goal is that,
Yeah.
then maybe that would help. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
No, I think not. We don't really think we have benefit others. We don't really think we go walk, right?
Sen la pembe jida ngala gacha do te sam thura.
There's some kind of caution. I think lab le la was. Yena ya di karna la ya karna. Ku 가르쳐 봐야 나나. 같이 텔라 마셔 봐야나. 아니 내가 람도 마셔 나가도 텔라 때니 남도 용 말어 왔어.
So, most important thing is to not be attached to it. Not to be attached, to the splendor of the samsara, to any kind of splendor of the samsara. You should not be attached, to that. But if you don't have attachment to that, then if it goes wrong, then you don't feel sad. If you're attached, then it's something else. Then you get so much worry.
So teme와 저다. 가는 일라도 코비 대체 돈주도 강화주한테 리비치지 있는데 또 가리 단단히 야고도 되나 그 떼보셔라 뭐그 샘플이나 그 내가 싫어 말아.
And so you can just answer like, oh, this is just a fragilence, it's a temporary, nothing, it's a certain about it. It will not last there forever. So it's just a temporary, it's just for short time. If you think like that, then you will not be so attached to it.
제가는 간주 소속 차지샤 간주 차지샤 깔냐마 뭐뭐 깔려자 사모도 차지샤 산이 차지 남로 모르다 간주 매주 간주 샘 죽도도.
So like otherwise, if we think of that being so solid and permanent, and so yes, this is how it's going to be, this is how it should be, and if it doesn't happen that way, then we get so upset, so sad, so much worry. Right?
근데 딱 연주고 삼바데 열어나 아다데 용스 바이레스. 그 남로도 스바레나 남로만도 스바레스나 그 조금 말아.
And so so with the renunciation, you will not be so attached to it, and then it's the nature of samsara. It can happen. It might not happen. It might go smoothly. It might not go smoothly. So it's okay, like that, thinking like that. So you're not really being attached to it.
얘나데 용 말씀이야 용 마셔봐지 깔리자고 그러was.
And so not saying that it's not going to happen and just giving up. Not like that, of course. And you still have to work hard. You do your best, and if it doesn't happen, don't be so attached to it.
뭐 되게 소소 예리예리 토를 팽그래서.
So that will help, on your day-to-day life.
오케이.
Day-to-day life's way of living.
뭐지야 다른 게 남중 가서 쇼가. 삼삼 늦고 걸려야 손다도 가서 뭐 부스도 없어져도 부스도 뭐.
So sometimes it makes us very stressful when we think of it this way. If you don't think in the proper way, right way, then it can make you stressful.
남한테 걸어 깔리 잡아 있습니다. 다 타마데요 말씀을 가르쳐서 가서 쌤 이거도 대리 말했어.
So I think that I've been working hard for the whole life, and at the end I have nothing. So how will you feel if you think like that?
제발 가르쳐라도 빼 말해줄게 얘들아. 가도
It shows that he has a very naughty example to give. You can understand that from his expression, right?
좋아. 잡으시나. maybe I'm not saying. 나도 치세 뭐 깔레잡 칼람소. 그러 산에 치세 감마 치세 가지잖아. 사실 많이 셔야 됐어. 야만 가서 공 chen-mo 소소 깔레잡 빼샤 몸을 넣어서 치세 가자 가서 치세 가지나 야코 저는 믹전 다니면 막 셔야 됐어. 너 깔레잡 좀 담고 배심에 차로 넣었어. 칼라.
Like you work so hard, to prepare all this delicious food, right? And then you enjoy while eating. You enjoy for what, few minutes maybe. Then after that, it will go into where. So that's the nature of samsara's splendor.
그래서 그 사실은 저기 이해를 가지고 산에 처음 들었나 이렇게 말대 거기로. 사실 괜히 이해했다. 사마섬
So it goes into the toilet, and then it's no use, then. But by thinking like that, you can't say, I'm not going to eat. You still have to eat, right?
그러다 가서 빼나 상아 듣보는 로송 못 먹다가 그 제대 가만 가지 그 가라들만 사이값들 로서 그 집어놨어.
You go to all these very expensive, fancy restaurants and update on your Facebook, and then, after that, what happens? picture stays for a long time, right?
This is a really 오늘 냠렘 버들이 제여서 오늘 이제 담보 갈아서요 갈 빠지 이제 지금 미래에 진짜 단 거기 내다 누더레스 내 깔에 시고 자래 미래 거 괜히 이어레스
So maybe you should take the picture of the outcome also. And then you can say, this is the nature of samsara.
I just wanted to say that you can still, I mean, you can remember that it's temporary,
yeah
the transient, and still rejoice in
yeah therefore I say you can still enjoy your samsara
it. Right.
but remember the nature of the samsara. It's not oh I couldn't do anything, oh it's too terrible, not like that. You can enjoy your samsara but not to touch. Otherwise I paid a lot of money, I couldn't go to bathroom today, I want to keep couple hours here. Right? Where do you do that, right? Yeah, we not touch, right?
Seriously attached.
Yeah. You have to just couple hours.
Attachment.
Yeah. Yeah, if you really think that, right? Like this, because we know the nature, then we know any touch. Okay, whenever it comes, just go, right? Well, it doesn't matter. Then we have not touched. We know the nature. Then not good to come up. We just go out. Then we also go to place to no one see, not just quiet place we have to throw up. Right? We know the nature. Then we have no attachment. It doesn't bother us, right? Same anything. We very hard work, we a lot of plan. We doesn't work well. It's just, yeah, this is nature. It's some sort of nature. Here, this is like here, under the very important words here.
So some very important words here, right?
Very important words here. Therefore, read this more again. Therefore, renunciation, don't be very nervous. Okay, oh, I couldn't do, I couldn't drive, I couldn't go walk. Not like that. Just don't forget the nature of the samsara.
So keep that all the time in the back of your mind.
Okay, because look, they going to same thing that you are digging onto the pay losing out was.
So if you have that in your mind, even in the back or in the front of your mind, then that gives you really good education.
제장도 남백 주대 로종 냠리하고 제 마시는 되게 가서 sem 부수파 도서죠.
So this way, if you don't understand how to do the practice of Dharma properly, then that can make your mind a bit more stressful.
thing은 나오다. This is true, yeah. This happened. 근데 부수도 상다고 말해.
And so you don't have to think very stressful like that.
간난 고베 내다 약보지 하고 있나? 안텔랑가도 차바슈 선바슈치 보이 말. 선바슈치 오면 데르치 차서 가도 싫어. 예 말해.
So it's important to understand the nature of the samsara, cycle existence, all these things that we go through in our life. It's important to understand their natures, and not be too attached to them.
Okay? And then enju. Jangchub some yada with tawas and doesn't pay lamjito number something. Then go chemushare.
So these three, the renunciation, bodhicitta, and a correct view of emptiness. So these are called the three principal aspects of the path. They're very important.
Then there's some so
if we are able to develop these three, then we will not have any difficulties.
Okay? Any other questions? Or maybe, Mark, you have question?
Oh,
If
actually
you
just answered it.
you forgot?
Asked about the three principles.
Oh, yeah.
Which is renunciation, bodhicitta,
Yeah.
correct.
야, 연주잖아. 아니, 다 연주로.
So renunciation is renunciation.
근데 다 그런 고아도 단도주는 니나 간도. 고아를 단도주로들라 연주서 그래서.
So the wishing to be free from cycle existence. Wishing to be free from cycle existence is called renunciation.
그리고 아니 샤지고 셈네 셈제 탐지도 사제 공부 톰나 야보도 삼불로들 샤지고 셈스.
Bodhicitta is wanting to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings.
아니 야다베 따와서 딱 가리 소소란 나서 통사가 아니 소소 나는지 맞을 삼바 텔라 야다베 따와서.
The correct view of emptiness is thinking that none of the things that appear to us exist from their own side. Or they don't exist in a way they appear to us.
지나서 된다가 chen 간에 나가도.
How do you appear? How do I appear to you? How do I appear to you?
조정의 수보는 통고여로 와.
Do you see my body?
그러와 게 수보를 되는 가리 조정아 삼고여로 와.
So by seeing my body, you think that's me, right?
대롱으로 아주
Is that right? Is that true?
We all read. I saw you guys' body. I said, oh, this is Margaret, this is Jesse, this is that. 뭐니지나 게 봉봉가 말어와.
But in reality, my body is not me, right?
그러와. 근데 이제 소소 나한테 말했을 때 따다테 누구도 됐고
So
인지지 많이 가도 납고요 말아봤어.
therefore, what appears, to us is not that. So
Right.
it is not saying something fake, it's saying something really true.
담자병 가서 뒤 양답에 따와 똥만이 고조한 초도배 고아 도주려는 고아 도주 이렇게 말했어.
So sometimes, when people think about emptiness, the correct view, the view of emptiness, then they always, have like this misunderstanding about things not existing at all. It's not that at all. It's not existing.
제자들은 왜 동바에 발라 가 동바에 발라가면도 수 동바 수소만 방에서 나게 왔어.
And so, like when we look in the mirror, we see our face, and we don't say, we say, I'm not looking good, or I'm looking good, like that. We say, I'm looking good, right? We don't say, my face is looking good,
Right.
right?
Right.
But actually, it's my face that's looking good. It's not me looking good, right?
대장 간주 수수 샘플 때거나 하고 되나 간주한테 딱 하고서 가니데 디브라 간주 두 되거라.
So in some way we know that, right? We know it's my face, somewhere we know that, but somewhere we still think that's me, So that's why we get that confusion.
대장 my body is not comfortable. 간주 나게도 왔어. My mind, my body means 찌발라다. It's my book. 그래서 단위잖아 찌발찌발 잘라도 왔어.
So same like you say, my book, this is my body. So just like your body, your book, this all shows those things that belong to you.
이나다 내 머리다 가니 까나시 잘 되었다.
But my body versus my book, of course there's a difference, because my body is connected with me. It's part of me, connected with me, related with me.
오케이 두 이나다 서서 나는지 말이 저요 말을 삼다나 그 드마 말어 돼.
And so therefore thinking that they don't exist the way they appear to me is not false.
내 가르 주는 내 가르 삼다. 저한테 저 가르 살.
So what do you think of that mala, rosary?
What kind of material?
What is it made of?
Beads and string.
빛 들어와다. 가르 빛 가르셔.
What kind of material is the bead made of? Crystal, glass,
glass, diamond.
ruby.
제가 저도 가가가 놓도 머리 가가가 놓도.
See, each person see different, right?
Right. 근데 이제고 가서 가로. 딱 가서 알아 나와 있어. 들이다 간다는 간다라 소소라 나서 간가 집아 용 거야 말이야. 나한테 접고 말했어.
So it's just it doesn't appear same to everybody, and it doesn't have to exist the way it appears to us.
봐. 얘 간가 나서 간가 집아이나 며칠 니지오나 간가 니지오야. 대요 말해.
So if it is same appearance to everybody, then someone who appears to be beautiful to somebody, then that person has to appear as beautiful to everybody. But that's not the case, right?
오케이. 락 근데 그 사람들 아니 알에 동반에서 때 답되고 거야. 한 차보다 뺀 차보려야 돼.
So if you think in that way, then you can understand the emptiness in an easier way. But if you really go into a deep, then of course this is very profound.
Okay.
And it can go very, very deep.
다 고도잖아. 미주나 가르나 타와라 토고 누스. 그런 코알레 조고 누스 하면 들이로들 미주세 그래서.
So in short, the renunciation is thinking that I must achieve liberation, I must be free from psycho-existence.
아니 장지고 샘세자 샘제도 저 소소라 까리 쳔보래 소소라 타니 호텔에다 코솔라 펜 도와에 제대 나라 산지 콤바 토고 누스 장지고
And the
샘.
bodhicitta, in short, you can say, all sentient beings are very kind to me, so in order to repay their kindness, I have to lead them to the state of full enlightenment. For that, I must achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings.
아니 양답에 따와다 추탐죠 가리제나 소소 나나지 요 말에서 나나지 저거 말에서 삼듯이.
So then the correct view of emptiness, will be thinking that all the phenomena, whatever they appear, whatever sound, whatever form, they come, to appear to me, they all do not exist in a way they appear to me. Thinking like that, is the emptiness.
오케이. 다 땡아도 고대원로시.
So that's
고알라 대원로시.
it's just for the easier way of understanding it.
Okay? Any other questions? Yes.
Just regarding in the beginning, when we were talking about the three scopes, you said before that in order to take refuge, you have to have fear for the sufferings of samsara and faith in the three jewels. So, in order to take refuge and be qualified as a Buddhist, the fear that you have, does it have to be the fear for all of the sufferings of samsara, or any type of fear can cause you to take refuge?
가시당 고외 동아 만들었.
말은 건 직신 타입에서도 예술 동을 거래 이제
당 고아당 연수 동아 아니 하고 있고 그래서 하고는 때 지그러 왔어.
No, for the Buddhist to consider oneself as a Buddhist, you don't have to have the fear towards the suffering of the entire cycle existing. Just at least to the three lower realms, the sufferings of the three lower realms.
배차지는 가도 쉐드나 가데나 쉐드 계속해서 말어 왔다 배나 가서 단다 쫑카가 동안 가도 신기로 왔어.
So like when you say afraid of the sufferings, doesn't mean that you are so afraid every time, like every day you are hiding from there. It's not like that. Like you are afraid of the suffering of of the prison, right? Right now, are you afraid of the suffering of prison?
가서 쉐드나 가서 단다 미세 소 깨래면도 와요.
But do you have any feeling now of that fear? No, I don't, right? But you are afraid of the suffering of the prison, right?
가서 가서 내서 하고 이러. 가서 텐로니 쪽에 말에 텔리오나 텔 탄데로 찍으러.
So we don't, because we know that it's not a good place to be, right? And we don't want to be there. So if we are there, then we want to be free from there, right?
If you're in the small scope, you're a Dharma practitioner, but you're not able to enter any of the paths.
스마스코.
그래, 기부 충무.
기부 중에나
기부 충무에나 다 냠렘바를 했어라. 나 남배초 제가 진짜 냠렘바 체결되나 다 람라 쉬어 말했어라.
어다들 람 중에 미리 모용 쓰기래요. 람 쇼딩에 용 쓰기래서.
기부 충무는 람라 쉬고 말아.
나 저번 말이야. 벌써 람 쇼에서 말이야.
Yeah, that's correct.
I just was trying to figure out what kind of person that is. They're a Dharma practitioner, but they're really not on the path.
아래 뒤에 가는데 고 인주사든 고발을 타디로 걸어봤어. 고 년선을 타다 말이야. 고하던 로코로 뛰고 말아.
Yeah, so he's only afraid of the sufferings in the future, like, I don't want to be born in the lower realm, so therefore I'm going to do this practice. So that's all he's concerned about, is not to be born in the lower realm. So he's not thinking about the entire suffering of the cycle existing, and therefore he has not developed that renunciation. So renunciation you need, to be afraid of not just the suffering of the lower realm, but also the entire cycle existing.
Example maybe I'm a very bad example person. Someone not the sufferings of the jail and the Massachusetts. They just only want free from that, but they didn't think for the whole entire country. But you have to free from all the other states. I think this maybe no example.
Not one jail in particular, but jail.
Yeah, like that. I think like that kind. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So if what we're discussing today, at least say if we start to understand the three principles, the renunciation, bodhicitta, and emptiness, and we recognize that and we have the motivation each time, but maybe we're not there yet because we're still practicing, and sometimes we remember, sometimes we don't. So can we say we're developing on the path? We haven't entered the path, but are we?
I think we are developing. Yeah, it depends on your own mind. No one really your mind.
Right.
It depends on how your own practice, your own mind. I'm sure we are developing. We all have the education, but depends how you more close your mind there in practice that. I hope everyone a little bit develop every day. Okay, now we finish. Thank you. Not chanting masters of job. Where's chanting master?
Page 39, please, of the prayer book. Saji Peki Jun Shin me to tram ri rabling ji ni de gem padi sange zing du mi te uwar ki dru ku nam pa jing la cho par cho jesum la me ku te rap ten ching nam ka trin le cho tu ge padang lob san tempe drum sap sum ki dru munzel ta tu ne gurshi idam guru ratna mandala kam niryatayami. For my two collections, vast the space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach the state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this graded course to enlightenment completed, due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children, may all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig remain in life till samsara's end. Tong ni ning je zung du ju je lam che che sa tse gang chen ten dru gun chang na pe mo ten sin gyatso la so wa de zo je Page 49, short, long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Tup sung chang zing jom gom gel wei, ten zin gom pel wei, gun zo dok po ze, chong sung ke wei le mon tu dru, pa da zo do je gun Ten show. Your form embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Vajradhara. You are the root of the three jewels. Homage to you, O Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be cared for by you from birth unremittingly throughout all my lives, and thus to become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. O protector, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle of disciples, wherever you manifest Buddhahood, so that all my temporal and ultimate wishes, without exception, may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I, pleasing him in return, be forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, the source of every virtue of this world and beyond. In his care, may I inquire in him a firm, unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction and every teaching in its entirety. Having understood them faultlessly, may I practice them and be able to bring them to perfection. May I never even for a moment fall under the sway of malevolent teachers and misleading friends. Having developed in every life belief in cause and effect, renunciation, the Bodhi mind, and pure view, may I embark upon them continuously with effortless experience. In every life, may every act gathered by way of body, speech, and mind be causes solely for the welfare of others and for the purest and highest enlightenment. Page 57, prayers of dedication. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. And we'll finish on page 75. Mid-med say, wei te chen chen.